Mark Rober has one of the fastest growing channels on YouTube, with him recently surpassing 50 million subscribers. This puts him as the most subscribed to channel in the tech space and the 51st overall most subscribed to channel on YouTube. That's just 50 spots away from Mr. Beast, who is currently sitting on his throne as the most subscribed to channel on YouTube as he approaches 300 million subscribers. Mr. Beast has done this with the help of his 250 plus employees. On the other hand, Mark Rober still edits his own videos and does not have a big team. Mark Rober was born March 11th, 1980 in Brea, California. At a young age, he began to have an interest in engineering. When it came to math and science, Mark said that those subjects just clicked in his brain and were easy for him to understand. He was able to understand how things work and how to get things to work, all through math and science. When Mark was young, he loved to create and invent things, such as when he created goggles that you could wear when cutting onions so your eyes didn't produce tears. It was always something new with Mark, and he loved to learn, and it was something that he never stopped doing. He pursued his engineering passion by attending Brigham Young University, completing his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. After college, Mark was hired by NASA, working in their Jet Propulsion Lab. He spent 7 of his 9 years at NASA working on the Curiosity rover. The Curiosity rover was created in order to see if the climate and environmental conditions on Mars were suitable for life. The rover took a total of 7 years to complete and was sent up to Mars in November of 2011 and didn't end up landing on Mars until August 6, 2012. Around that same time that the rover was being completed, Mark was working on another project that was a little bit different than anything that he had ever done before. He decided to create a YouTube channel, and on October 30th, 2011, he uploaded the first video onto the channel titled iPad 2 Halloween Costume Gaping Hole in Torso.
Alright, here's an idea for a relatively simple Halloween costume. So basically white shirt, cut a hole in the front, cut a hole in the back, and then you use some fake blood. Red paint will work.
Mark started the channel for fun and never expected anything to come from it, but just one day after the video was uploaded, it was sitting at 1.5 million views. He just enjoyed uploading random videos of experiments, pranks, and how-to videos. He never thought it would become anything more than that. In August of 2012, Mark uploaded a video showing viewers inside of the completion of the rover project that he had been working on. The video really got to show us how much work really went into this, not just with Mark, but his entire team. We got to see Mark's career and what he was working on outside of YouTube, but this entire time, that first upload gave Mark an idea, and he decided to launch an online Halloween costume store called Digital Duds. The company made over $250,000 in the first 3 weeks of launching, and within 2 years, the costumes were being sold at Party City. This success led Mark to sell the company in 2013 to a costume company named Morph Suits. It was evident that Mark was brilliant, not when it just came to his career in engineering, but also his ideas and in business as well. He continued uploading to YouTube, and the internet loved Mark, and he was sort of a new age breath of fresh air Bill Nye. Although everything seemed to be going great, Mark decided to walk away from NASA, which was not only his dream job, but also a job that he dedicated a large portion of his life to. He was on track to have a historic career at NASA, but Mark had other plans. In 2013, he decided to focus on YouTube full-time and start putting his ideas to life for millions on the internet to see. Mark's ideas for videos are not something that he can create quickly or easily. Some videos take even years to make, and now that YouTube was his job, he started working on lots of new videos behind the scenes. When Mark dropped a new video, you knew that you were getting a well thought out and interesting video concept idea, usually having some connection to science or engineering. Mark has described his channel as tricking people into learning about science, engineering, and other educational things through a catchy and interesting video.
Click on it and watch it, like what kid doesn't, but then soon enough you're learning about the scientific method and chemistry. And failures being part of the engineering design process, which then makes you more resilient.
He grew his channel to 250,000 subscribers when Apple approached him with a job offer working as a product designer in their special projects group. This was a pretty cool opportunity, but Apple had one requirement. They wanted Mark to quit YouTube. Mark, rightfully so, told them that they were the ones that approached him to work for their company. If they wanted him, they were not going to be able to make him quit YouTube. They settled on an agreement that Mark wouldn't upload for the first 3 months that he worked for Apple in order to get a good feel for the company and the culture. And when he resumed uploads, he was not able to mention that he worked for Apple on the YouTube channel. The funny thing is that after Apple tried to get Mark off of YouTube and failed, the first video that he uploaded after his 3-month break was titled "Skin a Watermelon Party Trick." This went on to get 25 million views in a week and 139 million views at the time of this recording. As Mark's channel grew, so did the opportunities that came his way. He was featured on a TEDx where he gave a TED Talk on how to come up with good ideas. He was also featured on Jimmy Kimmel, in which Apple also allegedly tried to talk him out of, but he went on Jimmy Kimmel anyways, and the two became good friends. TEDx liked Mark so much the first time that they gave Mark another opportunity for a TED Talk in 2018 titled "The Super Mario Effect: Tricking Your Brain into Learning More." Despite all of Apple's efforts this whole time to keep it a secret that Mark worked for them, they ultimately failed to do so. I will tell you how in just a few seconds, but just in case you were wondering why Apple didn't want anyone to know that Mark worked for them, it was because it doesn't really benefit Apple in any way. If Mark were to somehow get caught up in any controversy, Apple would be tied to his name as an employer, and it just wouldn't be a good look. Also, as Mark has mentioned before, they are Apple. They don't need the help from Mark to push their message. They do just fine pushing their products and their messages on their own. Now you're probably wondering how it got leaked that he even worked for Apple in the first place. Well, that was because he was listed as a lead on a patent that Apple had for a VR system for self-driving vehicles, specifically to prevent motion sickness.
Your work you do for Apple, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And as I'm talking to him, I get a call from Apple HR, like pinging in on this. And so I go over and they're like, hey, look, someone's gonna leak this story that you work for us.
Despite this leak, Mark continued to upload videos, and it was safe to argue that he was becoming more and more creative with each upload. December 18th, 2018, Mark uploaded a video titled "Glitter Bomb 1.0 vs Porch Pirates." This was a genius video for Mark to create. Pretty much everyone except for the thieves themselves want the people who go around stealing packages to get caught. Mark put together a glitter bomb contraption that throws glitter everywhere when the thieves open the package. It also records the whole event with the 4 phones that are rigged up to start recording when the package is opened, and to top it all off, it sprays fart spray everywhere. He also used the glitter bomb to catch call center scammers in India that were robbing the elderly out of thousands of dollars. Because of Mark's efforts, the call centers were shut down and 15 senior officials involved in the scams were arrested.
For another package scam. So now they're bringing charges against her, and the actual glitter bomb and footage is being held as evidence in the case.
Mark continued to make improvements over time to the glitter bomb, in which he has uploaded 6 different total versions, and you gotta love when engineering, justice, and entertainment all get merged together like this. Videos like this and others, such as building an entire backyard Squirrel Ninja Warrior course, helped Mark's growth on YouTube to explode. Come 2020, Mark decided to part ways with Apple and focus solely on his brand and YouTube channel. And remember when Mark left NASA to pursue digital duds? He did the same thing with Apple, but this time it was working on something else. June 13th, 2022, Mark would release the first video on a new channel titled "What is Crunch Labs?" In this video, Mark revealed Crunch Labs, his new business that he had been working on, which was a subscription-based service. Crunch Labs was an instant success with millions of subscriptions being sold. At this point, Mark seems to be doing everything right, and his growth isn't stopping. If anything, it has been speeding up. He has gained over 8 million subscribers in multiple months of 2024. Mark doesn't upload nearly as often as most creators on YouTube. When comparing Mark and Mr. Beast, over the last year, Mr. Beast has uploaded over 3 times as many videos as Mark has, and that's just including long-form content. Both Mark Rober and Mr. Beast started uploading to YouTube around 2011-2012, and Mark actually started YouTube 4 months prior to Mr. Beast. But Mr. Beast has uploaded 804 videos compared to Mark's 160 videos since their channels have started. Mr. Beast has a team of over 250 people, around 60 of them being full-time. Mark Rober, on the other hand, has a small team of just himself and one other employee to help him cut up the hours of video footage in which Mark still edits. If Mark decided to hire out help, this would probably result in more frequent uploads, which in turn would increase his subscriber count. But Mark clearly is focused on quality, not quantity, and I don't blame him for wanting that. Given that his channel is educational and this entertaining, I could see him rising to the top of the YouTube subscriber chart. It is genuine content that people want to see and want to learn from. Even if you didn't click on the video to learn, Mark has a way of making it easy to consume. This video is not saying that Mr. Beast and Mark Rober have any beef or anything, but more so comparing two of the greats that we have here on YouTube. They are actually friends and have collabed together several times in the past, with one of the most notable being the Team Trees video where Mark used a drone to plant 20 million trees for charity. These two don't look like they're going anywhere anytime soon, but it will be fun to watch their growth and see the amazing new ideas that they come up with next. Please hit the thumbs up or thumbs down button and let us know how we did. Leave a comment down below if this video is a dub or an L and share your thoughts. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you aren't, and here are a few more videos to watch. See you in the next one.